Viewers, amid an ongoing 18-month-long battle for Bala Saheb's legacy, Maharashtra Speaker Rahul Narwekar has settled it, from his end at least, as he ruled in favor of the Eknath Shinde faction, clearly saying that the real Shiv Sena is with Eknath Shinde, not with Uddhav Bala Saheb Thackeray. Though, of course, he did not suspend MLAs of any side of the Shinde faction or the Uddhav Thackeray faction. But he has come to certain conclusions which could mean a big jolt to Uddhav going ahead in his politics. The speaker, in fact, proclaimed as the real Shiv Sena, the one which is with Eknath Shinde. While the Shinde faction is celebrating the verdict, calling it a landmark decision, the Uddhav faction is all set to challenge the verdict in the Supreme Court. In fact, it's already crying foul, Uddhav suggesting that it's a murder of democracy. And I am going to have a conversation on this. I hope we get Shiv Sena represented on the panel. I'm told Vikram Singh, leader of the Shiv Sena Uddhav faction, is going to join us in a bit. We already have Vishwas Pathak, spokesperson of the BJP, and Ashutosh Mishra, political analyst, leans towards the Congress party, already there on screen with us. So I would want to begin with you, Mr. Vishwas Pathak. And how do you see Uddhav Thackeray saying that this seems like a murder of democracy? Because according to Uddhav Thackeray, if they are not the real Shiv Sena, then why not disqualify them? Why keep their MLAs?
See, it's very simple. Uddhav Thackeray and entire party, they are crying foul from yesterday only. They knew that they are going to lose this battle. And it was expected the reaction after today's pronouncement of judgment. I think today's judgment pronounced by Speaker Mr. Rahul Narwekar is very balanced, unbiased, and giving justice to all. I will tell you how. See, he has not disqualified either of the groups. On the plea that whenever any whip is issued, it has to be mentioned in the whip that if any member do not attend for whatever reasons, then he may lose his candidature. He will stand disqualified. So on that plea, he has not disqualified any of the group members, number one. Secondly, as far as ownership of the Shiv Sena is concerned, it was well established fact through EC also that original Shiv Sena remained with Eknath Shinde. There are three tests to be applied while deciding party goes with whom. Number one, what are the aims and objectives of the party? Number two, who is the leader of the party? And third, numerical game. I think in all these things, having applied all these tests, under the limited information available and the cases put forth before the speaker, it has come out with this judgment. And now, this Shiv Sena, which was also decided by Election Commission going for Mr. Eknath Shinde, remains with Eknath Shinde.
I think there is another test. Okay, I'm told Mr. Vikram Singh, who represents the Uddhav faction of the Shiv Sena, has joined us. So let me just go to him and understand why the Uddhav faction is calling it murder of democracy. Mr. Vikram Singh, please tell us. Of course, you have the right to go to the Supreme Court, and that's the best legal remedy available. But then between the Election Commission order, between the Supreme Court verdict and the Speaker's order today, I think there is a continuum which really gives majority of Shiv Sena to the Shinde faction. How do you really oppose all these institutions, the Election Commission, the Speaker's office, and the Supreme Court? I think there seems to be some network issue till the time we get it right. Let me take this to Ashutosh. Ashutosh, you got my question, right? Essentially, while there is this thought that Uddhav Thackeray, being the son of Bala Saheb Thackeray, in a traditional sense, should be the original legatee of Bala Saheb's legacy. But if you look at the sentiment among the cadres, among the MLAs, legislators, MLCs, the majority seems to be standing with Eknath Shinde. And that's the test, perhaps, on which the Speaker has based or premised his order or verdict today. Ashutosh, should there be a problem accepting that the majority of the sentiment within the Shiv Sena is with Eknath Shinde, not with Uddhav Thackeray?
Abhishek, the problem here is that when this was first when this first issue was first raised against Shinde, he had just only 14 MLAs with him when he broke first. And thereafter, with the use of muscle power and money power, he has been able to break Shiv Sena further. That is the first problem. And this sort of makes mockery of the anti-defection law, which we have been seeing this happening again and again all over India, where BJP uses its money power and muscle power to break parties. This is an insult to the anti-defection law. And whether who is the real, who should carries the legacy forward will be decided by the people when they vote. And it will be very evident first in the Lok Sabha election and then thereafter when there are assembly elections. Eknath Shinde has just been saved by Narwekar, which is not surprising, because what he has said is that you cannot use the 2018 constitution, you have to use the 1999 constitution. Fact is that Shinde quit in 2022.
But that's
so
what
why
the
not
election commission has also done.
It was just an excuse to save Shinde. And BJP at this juncture cannot afford not to have a comment in Maharashtra just before the Lok Sabha elections. So this ruling is not surprising. How the Supreme Court pronounces a verdict on it remains to be seen. Because there is another interesting thing coming up on 31st, I think, January, when the Ajit Pawar faction, Narwekar has to give his opinion on Ajit Pawar faction. We have to see what is the role what is the stand he takes then. You have to realize that people vote for a party based on its election symbol. It's what the, let's say, BJP or
let's take your view on the BJP behind the machinations that led to the fracture in Shiv Sena, led by Uddhav Thackeray. Mr. Vishwas Pathak, do you agree to this Congress view as represented by Ashutosh that in his independent capacity, that the BJP was behind the split? It used its money power and muscle power to make that split happen, and in a way it's a mockery of the anti-defection law that the BJP has sort of now started doing it in many places. That's what he says.
See, Balasaheb Thackeray, Shiv Sena and Bharatiya Janata Party was in Maharashtra for last 25 years together. They had no problem whatsoever. In 2019 also we fought together. We got majority, we got maintained by public. Then what happened? Same Uddhav Thackeray, because of his own will, he has created this situation and betrayed us as a Bharatiya Janata Party. And thereafter this everything happened. Now what right Uddhav Thackeray has got talking about democracy? Murder of democracy within his party, he is the responsible person. Has he run his party democratically? That is the whole reason why Mr. Eknath Shinde and 40 MLAs thought that our Hindutva and we are binding to the Hindutva as taught by Balasaheb Thackeray. And against that, he has joined hands with Congress. And now he is towing the line of Congress. Now again, I am telling you this, Uddhav Thackeray, like Congress, he is going to blame Supreme Court judgment also. They do not believe in Supreme Court, Election Commission, any democratic setup. This is how their upbringing. And therefore, they have got no right to talk anything and put blame on BJP.